really hope that they shelve that fucking shitty Dark Phoenix movie. Like, let's just all... You know, honestly, I've been saying that, like, I don't try to do, like, sigil magic and stuff like that for, like, myself and my own personal petty goals. Like, I think that's kind of shitty of me at this point. I'm, like, not into it.
Unlike you did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
One video.
Yeah. I mean, I tried it, and I did it, and I dabbled in it, and I felt like it was successful. But I do feel like there's better things in the universe. I don't know. I just feel like... You know, I don't know. It's a little weird. But if there's one thing that I would do sigil magic for, it's like to make sure that this fucking shitty Dark Phoenix fucking movie does not ever hit like theatrical release, that it's just buried, that it's shelved. Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want anyone else to look at it. That's one thing that I would be tempted to use magic for sure. Like,
well,
I would be tempted to do that. But no, I mean, it sounds silly, but I mean, it's like I could get a whole bunch of people online if I can do whatever the fuck, and we could maybe make a dent, like, fucking stop this travesty.
I don't think you have to worry about going that far to do some kind of ritual.
Oh, it's going to damage their IP. There's going to damage their IP so bad.
Yes, of course, because the Dark Phoenix saga will be the next Infinity War.
Right, the Dark Phoenix saga could be the next fucking Infinity War.
Are you huge like thing to build up to? Once they've established the mutants and this whole universe, they're going to build up to that. It'll be a huge storyline. So why would they want people to remember? It's like if a shitty Infinity War had come out 4 years ago. Yeah. And now Marvel's trying to sell the Infinity War.
Yeah. Black Rock Wednesday says CBG saves the X-Men with blood magic. Yeah, I know. That's one thing that I'm really tempted to do. It's one thing that I'm really tempted to do. I'm not really about using magic. I try not to do that. But I try to just do it naturally. I try to like have my natural magic come out and not like bend the universe to my will. I want to bend myself to the universe's will instead. But this is one thing where I'm like, fuck this movie. This is going to damage their IP. I mean, literally, it's going to damage their intellectual property because it's going to suck a bag of dicks. It's going to be so fucking bad. It's going to be so fucking bad. And you want to know why? You want to know why it's going to be so bad? Besides the fact that you have a fucking producer directing it, not even a real fucking director. Besides the fact that you have Fox in charge. You know, all this stuff. The reason why the Dark Phoenix thing isn't going to work is because in the comic books, you have a whole arc of Jean becoming the Phoenix before we go to the Dark Phoenix saga. Okay, she gets imbued with the powers of a god before she goes bad, and she deals with these powers for 4 years. You know, it takes like 4 years through the comics for her to like turn bad, and it's a very slow, gradual, subtle process that is so fucking awesome, you know, that's just so fucking cool. And they're not doing that. They always just skip right to the Dark Phoenix. So like, fuck the Phoenix, fuck that, we're going right to the Dark Phoenix. And it's such a fucking misstep. It's disgusting, it's awful, it just shows how much they really don't know what the fuck they're doing. They have no fucking clue, and it makes me kind of sick. Like, the Dark Phoenix saga is a slow burn, you know? It's not something that you skip right to. The reason that the Dark Phoenix saga was so fucking impactful was because it's a story that took its time to unfold for a long time. And when it did, it was just so, like, fuck. Like, it was... I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, you know? It's just, like, so good. And they're really just dropping the ball again. You know, they're making the same mistake they made the first time. And it's just pathetic. It's just pathetic to me. It's disgusting. It makes me fucking sick. I hate it. I hate that you have these really dumb people who have no fucking clue what they're doing in charge of such a magnificent IP with so much potential that could be so helpful to so many people, that was so helpful to me growing up. Are we going to get a MODOK movie? Fuck yes. I really hope we get MODOK. I really hope we get MODOK. I think that is, if things go, it'd be great to get a MODOK. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. What are the untainted storylines the MCU can explore from the X-Men material? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, they barely did anything in the fucking Fox movies besides the Dark Phoenix saga, really. I mean, they really didn't do a lot of the stuff. So it's like pretty much everything else. It's like they just kept blowing their load on ruining the Dark Phoenix saga. They did it once and then they decided to do it again. Yeah, we walked out of the last one. When she went Phoenix in the last movie, we just walked out. Tyson was the one that walked out. I had to follow him. I was like, all right, I'll leave too. Yeah, God Loves, Man Kills. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I don't want to see the Age of Apocalypse stuff. I mean, we already did that in the Fox movies, I guess. I always hate the Age of Apocalypse stuff. I wouldn't want to see that. There's just like, I just want to see like some Claremont shit, you know, just like that Claremont vibe. If they can do the Claremont vibe, I'll be like really happy if they can capture some of that magic that Chris Claremont, the writer of X-Men from 1975 to like 1992, 94. I can't remember exactly, but he was like in charge of the X-Men for a really long time, and he's really the reason, like, he created the X-Men that you know and love today. And that guy was like on some like next level shit when he was writing them, and he really understood these characters. And I would like to see some of that that Chris Claremont magic show up, you know. Retro Revolution, anything Morrison ever wrote equals barf. Oh no, I love the new X-Men stuff. I mean, I don't love all of the new X-Men stuff, but I love the new X-Men stuff. Savage Land could be fun. Okay, Savage Land could be cool. I'm down to see some Savage Land stuff. Also, I mean, Mexiano, you also bring up Mojo World. Fuck yes, I'm down for some Mojo World shit. Like, I'm super down. You don't even know how down I am for Mojo World shit. It's so fucking stupid. I don't want to see Genosha. I don't like the shit where it just shows them like being like fucked over all the time. Like, that's the stuff that I get bummed out about. So it's like the Genosha stuff, I'm just like, I want to see like more fun stuff. Like, there's so much like darkness and heaviness in the X-Men franchise, and it's like there's fun stuff too. Like, let's see some of the wacky stuff. Like, let's do some wacky Mojo stuff. Like, dude, Mojo, and like, dude, think of all the fun, like, Mojo was way ahead of his time, because Mojo was making reality shows in the fucking 80s, okay? Like, he was way ahead of his fucking time. So think of the fun fucking shit you could do now with Mojo. Think of the fun fucking shit you could do now.
Also, Mojo would fit in perfectly with the existing Guardians of the Galaxy type vibe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Mojo totally fits right in with that fucking weird cosmic shit. Like, even though he's his own, technically, I think his own dimension, like, Mojo World is his own dimension. But, I would love it. I'd be really excited about that.
At first, I thought that was pretty far out there, but that would work.
I don't know. I would like to see at first, like, I don't want to see Wolverine at first. I want to see them, like, I don't want to see them blow their Wolverine load. I want to see them, like, take their time and, like, you know, establish this is what I'd love to see. Establish the original Teenage X-Men. Establish the Jean and Scott relationship. You know, establish all that. And then, after a few movies, you know, then we bring in Wolverine, and then we bring in the complication and like the third and the love triangle. That's what I'd like to see. I don't want to see them just blow their load and have fucking Wolverine like right out of the gate.
Stick it in your ear, bub.
I think, but at the same time, he's such a cash cow. I don't know if like they're gonna fucking be able to keep their little paws out of the Wolverine cookie jar. You know, I don't know if they're gonna be able to like hold back on that, but we'll see. You know, we'll see.
Like, it could be awkward in a lot of ways.
No, it's not going to be awkward. Why do people think that?
It's just a fear. I have.
I don't have that fear at all.
Yeah.
They work in the 616. They're going to work in the MCU.
I know they're going to work. I'm saying the introduction of them could be awkward. It's like there's so many possibilities they could go. And it's not like Marvel's incapable of making an error.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not incapable of making an error. But I don't... This is, again, like, they could make so much money off of the X-Men. I don't think they're going to fuck this up.
Well, we were talking about this last night, that the mutant metaphor could be very powerful in this universe.
Yeah, it could be very powerful. No, I mean, the mutant metaphor could be very powerful. I mean, we have
especially with the reality we're in now.
Yeah, especially with what's going on right now, because it's like, I don't know, for me growing up, you know, I thought like, oh, we got over racism and like bigotry and like, oh, all this like dumb hate shit. And then like now it's like, oh, wait a minute. No, we didn't. Like, oh, wait a minute. Everybody's still a piece of shit. Whoops. And I was just like, wait, what? We're regressing? I thought we all agreed that, like, it was cool and that, like, women and minorities and gays were chill, but I guess not. I thought it was fine. So now with all the fucking hate shit that's going on today, yeah, I mean, I think the X-Men could be especially poignant. So, you know, it could be really cool. But
can you see me better from over here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's try this.
Okay, let's try it over there. Wade Wilson says mutants will come about as a result of what happens in Infinity War 2. That's a whole other thing. It's like you have the Infinity Gauntlet in play. So what if, you know, when whoever gets the Infinity Gauntlet, whatever the fuck they do with it, their new reality, you know, is the mutants are, like, included into this new reality. I mean, that's a whole other thing. Would you like for Iceman to be gay? I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with Iceman being gay. He can be gay. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I just feel like Iceman's never really had a very successful, like, female relationship in his entire, like, I mean, he had, like, one kind of girlfriend for a while. I don't know if she got killed, or I can't remember what exactly happened to her, but it's kind of, for me, I don't know, I feel like it kind of makes sense. And and of him being the only person on the team that wasn't in love with Jean, because, like, Beast had a crush on Jean, Angel had a crush on Jean, Cyclops had a crush on Jean. What's Iceman's problem? Maybe he's not into girls. Like, I don't know. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me. Xavier had a crush on Jean. Yes, Space Zeppelin. That's something that I think, I don't know, if I was writing, and they bring me in to, like, fix their shit, which is a long con plan that I have, because they've really been fucking up the mutants in the comics for a long time now. If I was writing X-Men comics, I would absolutely fucking bring up a secret relationship between Xavier and Jean. 100%. Because they can communicate with each other on a level that nobody else can communicate with them. Both being Omega level fucking psychic goddamn mutants. I mean, there's gotta be something going on. I mean, they may not have ever had a physical relationship, but I mean, you know, sure as shit they were going on some sort of fucking mental adventures together. And I would totally be down to write that shit. But yeah. They just... fuck. I think that the way they write Jean is so fucking stupid. I think that there's a lot of like Jean's this good girl. Like, everyone's in love with her, but she has no idea. Of course she fucking knows. Of course she fucking knows. She's just being nice about it. She's just being nice about it. She's just not bringing it up to embarrass everybody. You know? It's like, of course she knows. And maybe she just acts like the good girl for everybody so that she doesn't get in trouble, because she secretly knows everybody's fucking thoughts. So maybe it's all an act. Her good girl shit is all a fucking act. Because she knows the depravity of humanity. I mean, she's hanging out with a bunch of fucking horny boys. You don't think she fucking accidentally stumbles upon their fucking horny teenage boy thoughts about her? Yeah, fucking right.
Well, she would be the first
She's not naive. Get the fuck out of here.
She would have been the first person that would have known that Iceman was gay.
She would be.
Besides Professor X.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the idea that after Jean and Emma, Cyclops develops a telepath fetish. Obviously, he has a telepath fetish. But also it says something about Scott that, like, you have two of the most powerful telepathic women on the fucking planet who can read minds, and they're able to have a fucking relationship with him. I mean, what does that say about Scott? I mean, they can read his fucking thoughts. So they know that that guy's fucking legit and honest and fucking loyal as fuck, because they can find out if he's not. So, you know, if he can handle, I mean, most people wouldn't be able to handle that. Most guys would not be able to handle Emma or Jean at all. And that's another thing. People are like, oh, Scott's a fucking loser. It's like, Scott handled two of the most powerful telepathic women on the planet. I don't think anyone else could say that. Xavier attending to that mind clit. Yeah, that's right. I know. I think that she would be a bad girl, like, secretly. I don't think that she would be naive. I think that, I don't know. But that's one thing that was so great about the Dark Phoenix saga, is, like, a lot of people don't realize, is that Jean Grey was definitely like the good girl of the Marvel universe. She was the most like perfect kind of saintly Madonna, you know, fucking image of what a woman should be like within the Marvel universe. You know, she wasn't like sexual. She was very like her romance with Scott was very slow. She was like in a monogamous relationship for a long time. You know, I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, fuck. What was I saying? I don't know. She's fucking, she knows what's going on. She's not a fucking idiot. She's not a fucking idiot. She knows what's going on. But then, okay, I remember. Then, when she became the Dark Phoenix, then she became like angry and sexual and like evil. And like for her to go from this saintly image to turn into this like devil was so impactful for people. It was so impactful for people. And a lot of people don't realize that. That was part of the reason why the Dark Phoenix saga was such a cool fucking thing, is because she was the ultimate good girl of the Marvel universe. She was the most sexless fucking character, female character of the entire fucking Marvel universe. And for her to go fucking bad and go crazy and fucking eat a sun and kill a whole fucking planet of billions of people was really impactful. So, yeah. Scott got that big brain energy. Like, that's funny. Scott got that big brain energy. Space Zeppelin says, I also love the idea that the main reason that she never committed to Wolverine is because he's too short. Yeah, that's something that I've been putting forward for years. But it's not just the too short thing. It's not just the too short thing. It's like, you can't take Wolverine home to your parents. He is crazy. He says crazy shit. He's a crazy fucking dude. You can't take him anywhere. He's going to start a fight. He is just ultimate chaos, you know, like Wolverine is ultimate fucking chaos, and he's ugly and he's hairy and he's short and he's angry, and you can't take him home to your parents, and he's a crazy person. Okay. Like Scott is like, you can take him to the barbecue. You can take him to your parents' house. You can take him to fucking whatever the fuck, you know, he's tall, he's handsome. He's a clean-cut guy. He doesn't curse. He's not going to get in fights with people. You can't date Wolverine. Like, you could fuck Wolverine, but you can't date Wolverine, you know? It's like, but Cyclops, definitely boyfriend material. So, I mean, I don't know. It makes sense to me. It's like, you can't. He's crazy. You can't take him places. He's going to fuck everything up.
It was really great. Remember when we were reading those comics and the Wolverine tries to hit on Jean Grey. He goes and buys her flowers.
Oh yeah.
And just the internal thought bubbles of him like figuring out how he's gonna get her the flowers.
Yeah, he buys her flowers.
She's gonna like me when I give her these flowers.
Yeah.
And then like he walks in and he sees all the X-Men are there.
Yeah.
Throws the flowers away.
He throws the flowers away. He doesn't want anyone to know that he got her flowers. You know. She's like, no, throw it away. Fuck it. And she already has a bunch of flowers too, anyways.
As if Wolverine had walked in with flowers, everyone would have thought he was weak for doing something like that, or too sensitive.
Right. Yeah. No, he doesn't want anyone to see him with motherfucking flowers. He doesn't want anyone to know that he likes Jean. He doesn't want, and he also doesn't want to look like a fucking poser, because I mean, sure, she already has tons of flowers, I'm sure. So it's like, oh, here's my lame flowers I just bought. Oh, you already have fucking 10 bouquets. I'm a fucking dick.
This
fucking
was when she was in the
loser.
hospital, by the way. I don't think we said that.
Yeah, she's in the hospital. Yeah. Well, this was after she became Phoenix, when she came down from she saved all the X-Men. She became the Phoenix. She piloted a fucking space shuttle down to Earth, crash landed it. Everybody was safe. And she pops out of the water. I'm fire and life incarnate. And then she passes out, and then she has to go to the hospital for a while. And that's when Wolverine tries to give her some flowers, but then he ditches him in the fucking garbage can because all the other X-Men, he thought he was going to get her alone, and then it's not the deal. And he's like, fuck. It's really funny. Makes me smile.
Okay, one more X-Men question, and then we got to pause real quick.
And then, okay. Loping Lizard says, I'd totally be stressed out if I was around a psychic woman I loved and cared about who could read all of my thoughts. That's what I'm saying. Like, how many of you dudes could handle that? How many of you guys could handle a fucking psychic girlfriend that could go through all your fucking thoughts and read all your shit? Like, you guys would be fucking destroyed. She would fucking be like, fuck you. You're a fucking piece of shit. I see all your thoughts. You're disgusting. You disgust me with your fucking gross shit. I hate you. Okay? There's no way that you could handle having a psychic girlfriend going through your thoughts. But Scott Summers, 2 psychic girlfriends, 2 mega psychic girlfriends. He's okay, you know? It works out.
What happened during that story?
Works out for him. What do you mean? What happened during that story?
So there was a storyline where Scott had a psychic affair with Emma Frost.
Uh-huh.
Where was Jean Grey then? Was she out of the picture?
Oh, no, she was around. Scott and Jean were married when he was having a psychic affair with Emma.
So how did she not find out? So that
she did find out.
Through psychic reading the minds?
Yeah,
Okay.
she did figure it out. And then she showed up in one of their little psychic soirees and was like, what the fuck? And then, like, shit got real.
Well, how did Cyclops think he could hide that then?
I mean...
Did they have an agreement where she was like, look, I'm not
Well,
gonna
it
read your
didn't
mind?
start off as an affair, to be honest. It didn't start off as an affair. It started off as, like, therapy sessions for him.
He was going to her for therapy?
Yes, he was going to her for therapy. She was his therapist, but you know she's fucking bad girl. She got a taste of old Scott Summers. Wants some more. And yeah, and then this is in the Grant Morrison run of New X-Men. So so Scott and Jean, they've been married. Jean is starting to manifest Phoenix abilities again. Scott has had a fucked up run-in with some like merging with like Apocalypse and all this other shit, and like he's just like kind of fucked up mentally, and she just kind of is like, whatever, just shake it off, you know, like, what's your problem, you know? And he felt that she didn't really give a fuck because she kind of was like, whatever, it's fine, you know. And so Emma comes on the scene. She starts hanging out with the X-Men, and she becomes his therapist and starts giving him psychic therapy sessions, which turn into kind of a psychic affair where they're having just thoughts. They're not physically fucking. They're just thinking about fucking. It's fine. It's totally fine. And, you know, and then Jean eventually finds out about it, and then she shows up and then like fucks Emma's shit up for a minute and then starts getting angry at Scott. But then at the end of the storyline, she ends up becoming Phoenix, and then she's like dying at one point, and then, you know, Scott's like, oh, Jean, you know, and she's like, all I ever did was die on you, Scott, like, let me go, you know. It's just like, fuck, it's so fucking, Grant Morrison, and then at first, like Emma genuinely does have feelings for Scott, you know, I mean, like, she does genuinely have feelings for him. And the thing is about, like, Jean can't relate to Scott anymore because she's a fucking god. Okay, like, she's a fucking god, so she can't really relate to him. But Emma and him can relate because they're both still humans, you know, and so they can relate to one another. And so, you know, like, when she dies, you know, Emma comes up to him and is like, oh, you know, let's fucking hang out. And he's like, no, originally. But then Jean actually interferes from the other side, and she wants him to be with Emma. And she's like, be with Emma. You know, like, and kind of uses her Phoenix influence from the other side to influence him to indeed pick up a relationship with her under her, like, yes, I want you to be with her. You should be with her. But then Wolverine gets pissed and then shows up later and is like he's like, Scott's in bed with fucking Emma and they're sleeping, you know, and then like fucking Wolverine just like shows up in the room and is like, oh, what stage of grief is this, you fucking piece of shit? Like, I love Jean, you don't even give a fuck, you know. And then they start fighting in the fucking lawn, and then Emma's like, these fucking 2 assholes fighting over some fucking dead girl. I hate everybody. And it's pretty awesome. And I love Grant Morrison. So yeah.
Okay, well, that's a great X-Men story. So we're going to take a pause. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Well, hey, guys. Big shout out to today's sponsors, Pendico. So a friend of mine who is a grip and who has worked with us and done a lot of puppeting here on the Comic Book Rolling Teen Show, him and a friend have created a cool, awesome new company called Pendico. And they make CBD, artisanal CBD-infused incense, candles, and pain rubs. They got this pain balm, they got a muscle rub, they've got a bunion thing. If you have those, that's not really a problem that I deal with. And they have CBD infused in all of their candles. and in their rubs and in their incense. And we're going to light some of their incense right now. He gave me a bunch. The CBD lemon is really good. Also, you can get these. This is so cool. You can get them in 15 milligrams of CBD or 30 milligrams of CBD. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but CBD is derived from the marijuana plant, but it doesn't have any of the THC in it. But it does have a natural calming effect. It also is like anti-inflammatory, and it makes you feel less anxious. And so it's really cool where you can, like, I've never even seen these before. I was like, dude, I've seen CBD. I mean, I take CBD drops sometimes, like I have a dropper, and they said they're going to be getting into that later. But yeah, they made these CBD infused candles and incense. And so the other night when I got into my bath and I did my fucking crazy bath, I lit some of these CBD candles and some of the CBD incense, and I had a really relaxing bath, okay? Really relaxing. And their CBD is like, it's all lab tested. It doesn't have any of the terpenes. It doesn't have any of the bullshit. This is all handmade, made in the USA, made to order. And if you go to pendy.co online and you use the code CBG19, you can get 15% off your order. And if you order over $50, you get free shipping. So, but today I think we're going to go with, I haven't tried the coconut, but I want to try the white tea and ginger. That sounds like it smells really good.
Pindico ad?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I just got to the Pindico website.
Well, there it is. There's the Pindico website. I'm so excited for Andy. He's so cool. He's such a good fucking peep. He's like, he worked with us on Greater Creators. He's worked with us on like a lot of stuff when we can afford to hire him, when we have money to afford someone to help out. Andy is super legit. And so him and his bro are making these hand making these candles and incense and everything. And by the way, CBD is legal in all 50 states. You can't, like, it's not going to like, oh, if you're around this incense, you're going to fail a drug test. Like, that's not the deal at all. And by the way, I will say, because I've burned a lot of incense in my day, and this incense is really good. I was actually super, like, I was like, dude, Andy, like, this is really good incense. It smells really good, burns slow. All right, we're going to try the white tea and ginger. We're going to get this going. No, I didn't get enough. I let it burn for another minute. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like good. You have to let it burn for a second. It's not that cheap shit. So, yeah, I kind of have like I'm a little bit addicted to THC. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And so I'm trying to kind of wean myself down onto like CBD because it has its anti-anxiety, anti-stress, restlessness thing going on. So yeah, so now we have our incense going today. Oh, it smells good. Yeah. So that's really cool. So if you want to help out my homeboy and get yourself some CBD products that are pretty sick and have like a cool bath, they have so many different good scents too. They have this Nag Champa one. I don't think that's on the website yet though, but this candle smells so good. I'm so excited.
Okay, we'll talk.
I like getting free stuff too.
Pindico more later.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back to Pindico. All right. So, support for our channel comes from viewers like you on Patreon. Become a Team 19 member and receive early access to videos like this. Also, if you join $10 and up Not Safe for Work tier, you get to see uncensored photos from our upcoming calendar photo shoots. The Not Safe for Work calendar 2019 is on pre-sale right now at comicbookgirl19.com.